Traders, I look forward to sharing my top ideas for the upcoming week, including some entry and exits as well. Now, with some of the recent sort of higher time frame long ideas working and playing out perfectly, along with a stretched market now overall, the week ahead, I'm really emphasizing just patience, discipline, and allowing charts to reset and set up favorably again. To repeat a great analogy that I heard last week, let the train pull into the station, let charts reset, let them pull back, and thereafter represent some favorable risk reward again. As I outlined in my recent IA meeting, I am monitoring many sectors and leading stocks within those sectors. I'm not going to repeat that list again in detail, but here are just a few of my focuses for the upcoming week, starting off with MVST and looking for a consolidation breakout in MVST. So we've had obviously a great breakout above its recent 52-week high, a nice steady hold this week above that key area, finding support at previous resistance in the high threes, and consolidating right near the highs around 350 throughout the week and finding a little bit of resistance there. So obviously with the Moody's downgrade late on Friday, we might get a gap down across the board, but if it turns out to be a bit of a nothing burger, then followed by a nice sharp reclaim across the board, MVST will be on close watch for me for a breakout higher. So specifically, I'm going to be looking to enter long above Friday's high, and a stop will be placed at the low of day if we were to break out above the high 340s, 347 last week's high, so really just above 350-ish. That's when I look to enter long. Ideally, we get elevated orbital and volume on the day, and my stop will be placed at the low of day. First target's going to be a 1 ATR move, 2 as well a measured move, which really places that first target around $3.80 to $4. And I'm going to be looking to take a piece off, take some risk off, and then I'll look to hold the core and I'll be trading my position against a day's low. This will be, a multiple days hold, swing trade, trading against low of day, and really looking to piece out against any extensions above the intraday volume weighted average price. Next up is Bitcoin, looking for consolidation breakout in Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin flagging near resistance, flagging across multiple time frames, and obviously there are a lot of various vehicles that can be used to trade this idea. But for me, I'm just going to be focusing on the ETF IBIT, and specifically looking to enter long if we break above Friday's high near 59.50s. I'd be then looking to add above 60 on the long side, and with obviously major resistance, a huge band of resistance near highs and near 61. That would be first target. Thereafter, looking to hold a core against the day's low for potential follow through to the upside. But alternatively, on the off chance that we get failed follow through or we get a stuff on Monday, Tuesday, I would also be open to intraday momentum, looking for shorts on a consolidation breakdown, bigger picture, and just looking for intraday momentum on the short side as long as we hold below 57.50s. If we look at Thursday's pivot low, if we hold below 57.50s, and if we hold below the intraday VWAP and steadily put in 5-minute lower highs and lower lows, I'd just be looking to trade intraday momentum on the short side, but I wouldn't be positioning short in Bitcoin for a swing. All right, the next up, looking at some charts that need to further develop for secondary entries. Tesla, just looking for a rest, a pullback, and further build here. The same plan applies to Tesla as many of the names, sectors, and leading names within those sectors that I outlined in my recent IA meeting. Really nice follow through in Tesla over the previous couple weeks after breaking out above 293, 294. And now what I really need to see as it remains on watch, I need to see a pullback. Ideally, we get a pullback as the chart looks to reset towards sort of 335, towards its 5-day moving average, ideally flattens out a little bit, and then looking for a few range-bound days over a few days, 3-4 days, which will then set up another fresh setup within this idea for a secondary entry and consolidation breakout potentially once we develop a 3 or 4 5-day range after a little brief pullback and developing a bit of a handle within this cup. Essentially very similar plan in Tesla, for example, in Hood, another name, and the list goes on and on and on there with several names needing to just reset and present favorable risk reward at these prices after already experiencing significant momentum to the upside. Next up is Rocket Lab. Obviously, we had a significant break above resistance, and we had some nice follow through over a few days after breaking out above 2370s. So with Rocket Lab potentially looking to gap down as well on Monday with the catalyst, barring any significant news that comes out until then. I'm going to be looking for a secondary long entry if we retest that resistance 2370 to 24. Still maintaining firm action above Thursday's low. So if we do and we reclaim intraday multi-day VWAP after retesting 24 to 2370, that's when I look to get long against the low of day. First target would be Friday's high, 2550s towards 26. And then I'm going to be looking to have a stop trail against the day's low. And ideally, after that higher low is confirmed in an ideal situation, if we get a pullback to 24 and we see buyers step back up into that 5-day and we confirm a higher low against Thursday's rally pivot low. Ideally, we get a few days of rest, some higher highs, but within a bit of a range that develops over a few days, setting up a more favorable setup to be able to size in aggressively once we break those highs. But this would be a position if it all sets up ideally to the plan that I'd also look to hold for multiple days. Next up, a small cap. So AMFD was really the top small cap opportunity on Friday. Trading in this one's going to be suspended on the 20th, on May 20th. So, while I'm really doubtful that we get an opportunity to reshort this, I'm going to have some alerts set. It will be on my radar just in case we get a pushback into its multi-day VWAP, huge area of supply, overhead resistance near 35 cents, or we get an outlier move towards 40 to 45 cents. But this is going to just be on my radar in case it catches a bid. And in that case, I'd look to short against the high of day once we turn and fail. But with trading set to be suspended on May 20th, this either develops on Monday or it's a complete avoid. So ideally, we get one last secondary push, catches a bid, pushes towards 35 to 40, fails short against high of day, and look to cover back into 20 cents to sort of 17-cent range. But doubtful. But after Friday's action, it definitely warrants a plan, and it warrants some alerts at the very least. QBTS, we've failed multiple times really to push and break above this key area of resistance near 12. And if on Monday, Tuesday, as the week develops, if I notice some failed follow through 12, and if I see some relative weakness develop across the board in the quantum space, that's when I might look to take a starter if we were to gap down, push through 12, fail, and start holding intraday below 12 and intraday at or just below VWAP. I might look to take a starter against the high of day, and as long as we don't reclaim 12. But at that point in time, I'd really only look to size in if the stock breaks below 1150, a key area of support from Friday. And then at that point as well, really look to size in if we break Friday's low of day around 1130. And at that point, I'd then move my stop, which was previously above a hold of 12 on the high of day, to the previous lower high on the 5-minute time frame. And across a couple of days, looking for a move down into potential support in the low 10s for a potential failed move higher, fast move lower over a couple of days. But obviously, if we trading and holding firmly above 12 and showing relative strength, the plan is complete void, and that certainly doesn't warrant any action at all in terms of placing a short. So coming into the week, along with a very lengthy list of other market-related and high beta names, but still needing to set up over a few days, potentially the entire week before taking action there. That's what I have on my list coming into the week. As always, drop in the comments what your top focuses are, what your plans are, your ideas, ideal entry points. I really enjoy reading through those plans, especially if they're plans in names that I've already mentioned, but similar plans or different entry points. So drop those thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're watching, and wishing you all the best for the week, and I'll see you next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition, the traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of S&B Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with S&B to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part? You don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.